2, 1.
Good Wednesday morning, everybody, and welcome to KSAT News Now. Thanks for spending a little part of your morning with us. Maybe getting an early luncheon, late breakfast, some coffee,
lunch.
all the above.
I feel like I'm still eating my oatmeal over there on my desk.
Yeah. So we are streaming on KSAT.com and KSAT Plus, and we also have our daily podcast. So hit that like, rate, and subscribe button.
Rate, we need like a little.
I know, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, popping when you say that. All right, so we have so much to get into today, including a wild scene, wild,
yeah.
at a comedy show in LA overnight that involves Dave Chappelle, plus new developments in the fight to get U.S. women's basketball star Brittney Griner back home.
All right, and sticking with some hoops this morning, Alicia, there was a change in the Spurs' plans to play some home games away from San Antonio, and they also got some backlash from the county. Some very interesting back and forth there. Commissioner's Court will kind of give you the latest when it comes to this Spurs drama that has taken over.
I always think it's so interesting because the backlash, I mean, you hear it from fans, but to hear it from county officials?
Yeah, very interesting
stuff. We'll get to that. Plus, it's May 4th, and if you didn't know, well, now you know. And this is a pretty significant day for many people, and many as in Star Wars fans.
Yeah,
we'll
definitely.
Tell you why.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun with this here in just a bit. But of course, we start here with the latest reaction this morning, Alicia, to the Supreme Court Roe v. Wade leak that a lot of people have been talking about.
Yeah, thousands of people across the country and many here at home protesting after that draft opinion was leaked that shows a majority of the justices ready to overturn the landmark 1973 ruling that established the right to abortion.
The Supreme Court confirmed the authenticity of the document and stated they would launch an investigation into who played a role in leaking that draft opinion.
So here in San Antonio last night, local protesters stood outside the federal courthouse to have their voices heard, and this was organized by different nonprofits, and it happened across the state, including the Capitol. Bexar County District Attorney Joe Gonzalez was at the protest here in San Antonio, and he addressed the abortion battle on social media.
So he wanted to assure people that his stance would not change and that he would not prosecute personal health care decisions, specifically when it comes to abortion. He also said that he would continue to fight for women's reproductive rights.
The draft opinion leaked by Politico was dated February of this year, but it does not change anything at this point. Justices can change their votes before a final decision is even made, and that final decision is expected sometime in late June or early July, so sometime in the summer before the term ends.
Yeah, very interested to see what happens with the results of this investigation. I think that's kind of a big part of this as well, is how was this draft opinion leaked. So I know that they're taking a closer look at that, and now you see a lot of the reaction, which has been going on for the past 24 hours or so.
And I think right now, for those who are against abortion ending, their goal, and we're talking about nonprofits here that I've seen across social media, is to educate women that, you know, though they may be fearful of getting an abortion, it doesn't change anything legal right now. So it is still legal to get an abortion, abiding by the rules and laws that have been set in different states. And here in Texas, we have one of the most restrictive ones. So again, there's going to be a lot of back and forth here, but the thing to note, again, we mentioned it yesterday, but it's worth mentioning again today. Nothing has changed just yet. This is just a draft opinion.
Yeah, and there's still obviously some time to go before a final decision is made. Interesting, there's some companies that have headquarters here in Texas, Amazon including being one of them, saying that they would actually help their employees. If for whatever reason Roe versus Wade was overturned, they would actually help their employees possibly get an abortion, or at least find them help if that's the route that they needed to go. So there's a lot to this, and a lot of different voices, and South Texans also trying to be heard when it comes to this matter.
All right, so in LA, comedian Dave Chappelle attacked. Can you believe it? I read that headline and I was like, again? Not again him, but like a comedian, right? So this happened at a comedy festival in LA by a man with a replica gun, and it happened during Dave Chappelle's performance last night for Netflix. The good news is that Dave Chappelle, he's okay. He took a good tackle, and the suspect was arrested.
Yeah, and this was interesting. I did not know about this till this morning. We were sharing some messages back and forth, and I was just kind of stunned a little bit. So there's video that is circulating now on social media of this. So Chappelle was there as part of the Netflix is a Joke Fest, and of course, we're talking about this video that's making the rounds throughout all of social media. So the short clip shows the man tackling Chappelle to the floor. The man then ran behind a screen on stage before he himself was chased and then tackled by security.
So he knocked Chappelle to the ground, but there was like some back and forth between them that you can see in that video there. So of course a huge response by LAPD followed. A 23-year-old Isaiah Lee was booked on charges of assault with a deadly weapon. His bail has been set for $30,000, and authorities say the man was carrying a replica handgun, so it was a knife that looked like a handgun. The man was later taken away in an ambulance.
Yeah, it seemed like the security teams kind of definitely took action on that individual. So Chappelle continued with his performance and actually also joked about it, as would probably be expected. And it's kind of what people are also talking about this morning. People are upset after Dave Chappelle joked that it was, quote, that it was a trans man, end quote, who was the one who sort of rushed him on the stage. Yeah, and that is in reference to the controversy that he's had when it comes to the comments he made in previous Netflix specials about the LGBTQ plus community.
Yeah.
He's gotten a lot of heat for that, but he has continued on with that routine. Nope, definitely has not.
And he didn't back down yesterday. So he joked about it, and there were many celebrities there last night, including Chris Rock. He actually performed earlier that day, and he came on stage with Chappelle and joked, was that Will Smith?
I mean, I laughed. I know it's not, but when he said it, it was honestly kind of like
it was meant to make you laugh.
Pretty good Chris Rock joke. I mean, it was, yeah, and that's sort of, obviously that's his profession. But, you know, you brought up something interesting at the top here, is that when you see this, now you're thinking, oh, another comedian attacked on stage. And that is something that they have been worried about.
Well, he was...
after Will Smith did that at the
So,
Oscars.
Dave Chappelle, part of his skit, referenced how comedians really have to watch out for themselves, watch their back. They're concerned about their security. It was part of his set, and then this happened. So pretty ironic.
Exactly. So, so there's some people that have been on social media saying that there was a lot of confusion, people that were there for the show, and same thing as with the Will Smith incident. Some people saying that everyone sort of thought that it was a skit, that is part of the show, but obviously not the case there. So David Chappelle is okay, and this individual's under arrest, and again, another kind of a scary scene there with a performer on stage.
All right, so last week, American Trevor Reed was freed from Russian prison as part of a prisoner exchange, and that's escalated calls to free two-time Olympic gold medalist. We've talked about her before, Brittney Griner.
Yeah, this has been an ongoing story. Griner has been detained for more than 70 days in Russia, and now the State Department considers her to be wrongfully detained, and that means that the U.S. will now negotiate for her freedom.
Her arrest happened back in February at a Moscow area airport for allegedly having vape cartridges in her luggage. Those cartridges contain hash oil, which is illegal in Russia.
And she faces drug charges with up to 10 years in prison. I believe that's the most minimum sentence when it comes to some of these charges. So the State Department has stated that they're concerned about the lack of consular access to Griner and other U.S. citizens.
Yeah, so she finally was able to speak to one of the consulate members at the U.S. Embassy there in Russia. But that's a big concern. They're supposed to have the right, and that has diminished, and it could be because of the tensions right now, because of the war in Ukraine. But it's good that to see there's some hope with the latest American being freed last week and how much attention that got. But there was a lot of work put into that. So now with the State Department getting involved, hopefully we could see her free again.
Yeah, and initially they had said that this was going to take a while, even for her to see a judge there in Russia. So there's definitely some political sort of positioning at play here now, and I think this is probably the right step. Not because you imagine her family, friends. I know the WNBA said that they were going to put her number and like a logo on their courts as they start their season to just remind people that Brittney Griner's been there for more than 2 months being held.
And there's really no telling when she'll be back. All right, so basketball, the Spurs, we talked, that their season is done, but they're still giving us a lot to talk about. So they were in a different type of court yesterday.
Oh, yes, but they did not get the big win that they were probably hoping for. So Barrera County commissioners, been talking about this for a while, actually gave the Spurs the preliminary go-ahead to play some home games away from the AT&T Center, but not as many as the team was initially asking for.
Yeah, so they wanted a 2-year plan to play games away from the AT&T Center, but commissioners only approved a 1-year pilot program.
So we've been talking about this. One game will likely be played in Mexico City, and no one has an issue with that. CDMX, everyone's excited about that one. Another one here that people would get very excited about is at the Alamo Dome, very nostalgic because it is the 50th anniversary of the team. But the one that's really, really been bothering a lot of people are the 2 games in Austin, which would be at the brand new Moody Center.
And that still needs to be approved by the NBA.
Yeah, all of this still needs to be approved by the NBA, including the game at the Alamo Dome. So before people get super excited about seeing that old blue curtain that the Dome used to have, I don't know if you've ever seen any footage of those games. They used to the Dome's so big that they used to kind of cut it in half with a blue curtain.
No, I don't think so. I mean,
yeah, it was
I used to work PR, and I remember they would have I do remember a curtain, but I don't.
So people were very excited about the blue curtain, but before people get too excited
Who knew
about
a blue curtain could be?
I know, yeah, it's bringing people back. A lot of memories there. First championship for the Spurs. But before all of this is set in stone, of course, it needs to be approved by the NBA. Yeah. I just find it interesting that that commissioners didn't seem too happy with the Spurs yesterday in court. And I believe it was Judge Wolf who basically was upset that the Spurs, sort of the upper brass, was not present there, including the Spurs chairman, CEO, R.C. Buford, or any of the owners for the Spurs, Peter Holt or Karina Holt. They were not present there yesterday for what's been a pretty big topic of discussion.
Who was there representing them?
So their legal counsel was Bobby Perez, who's actually done a lot of presentations at Commissioner's Court. He was there also when they decided to ask for money for the Rock at La Cantera, that new human performance campus. So I just think that with so much trepidation for the Spurs leaving possibly, or this idea that's out there, it would have been good to see some of the upper brass up there. And maybe from kind of what I've been told a little bit is that once this 1-year plan is approved, they will likely have some sort of formal press conference, or at least say something formally from the owners.
But you're so right. It would be good to see the
calm
people involved there at the court.
Kind of calm some fears there. All right, so we were talking about May the 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
There we go. So this started as a pun, and now it's a big celebration worldwide, whether you're a fan of the Star Wars franchise or not. As we said, may the Force be with you. May 4th is a Star Wars Galaxies fan holiday.
All right, so you usually ask me questions. I'll ask you this one. Which character said the iconic line, "May the Force be with you"? Was it A, Luke Skywalker, B, Obi-Wan Kenobi, C, Darth Vader, or D, General Dodonna?
Okay, so I want to preface this by saying that I don't consider myself a big Star Wars fan, so people, please do not get on me for this. I just remember it being Obi-Wan Kenobi. Is it him?
Well, yes and no.
All right, half of the answer.
Actually is General Dodonna. They said the phrase when Luke and the Rebel Alliance went over the plans for the climactic Death Star assault at the end of the first Star Wars movie.
Did you watch any of those?
No. I'm just kidding. I think I have watched one. I don't know which one though.
Yeah. So
because of Princess Leia.
So that was a little bit of a trivia, a little bit of a trick question, I would say.
No, it's not a trick question. It's the truth, RJ. And there's a lot of people responding online. A lot of people really celebrate this. I saw Stephen Cavazos earlier this morning, and he had, is it Baby Yoda?
Oh, let's see, now you're going to get hit for that one too.
Yeah, well, my niece dragged me for saying,
Alicia.
Who is it? Gosh, what is his name? Baby Yoda. She said it wasn't him. Anyways, DJ Also the King said, my favorite movie is The Force Awakens, gentrified cornbread. ROTS from childhood, but watching last season of
Return of the Sith, right? That's got to be it. I don't know.
ROTS.
We don't know.
Shooter Tim. Hey, Tim. He said episode 5.
Yes.
The Empire Strikes Back, bar none, the greatest
Star Wars
film of all time. Man, I don't know.
Rogue One gets an honorable mention. All right, so Tim knows his stuff, so I definitely will take advice on that.
Okay, so the question was, what is your favorite Star Wars movie? See, I didn't even.
Attack of the Clones. How about that one there? Star Wars.
I was like, why are people talking?
Let's see. This individual here talking about before it got sold to Disney, he liked it a little bit more, and he says, and then later on here, Rogelio says, Empire Strikes Back, Rogue One, bar none, the best of the bunch. All
And
right.
they have several series on Disney,
There's
right?
a ton of stuff. Yeah, The Mandalorian, and that's
There
really
you go,
how
The Mandalorian.
Baby Yoda kind of got to be as popular as he is right now. It's a little Grogu. His name's Grogu.
Oh, okay. What did you say, Alyssa?
We have some photos
We
of
have
people
some
celebrating May the
pictures.
4th. Oh,
Oh,
look at that.
wow. All right.
Check out Stephen Cavazos, apparently contemplating the traffic report with Baby Yoda right
I
there.
love that. He says, may the 4th be with all drivers this morning.
Uh-huh. And then Stephanie Serna, one of our GMSA co-anchors as well, rocking out with Baby Yoda. She brought that. I think she took it from Rooney's room, if I'm not.
Why didn't she let us borrow it?
She had to take it back to Rooney. I think
right,
Rooney's going to
all
let her
right.
hang out with this all day.
All right, and then Timmy over there is sporting, that's a nice shirt.
It is. Very nice.
A little Star Wars button up. He says, when it's Star Wars Day, just kidding, I won't read it to you. RJ Socks, hold
when
up.
it's Star Wars Day, but you still live in that
You said
photog
you weren't a fan. There's Baby Rudy.
I got some
we're talking
Grogu
about her.
socks, yeah. Sorry,
All
I'm glad
right.
I didn't have to like put my foot on
Do we
our
have a
desk.
shoe cam?
Shoe cam.
Do we have a shoe cam over here?
Shoe cam. I could only hold this pose for so long. Help! No, I'm just-
He's weak.
I did legs the
Justin?
other day. Did legs the
Justin,
other day.
how come you're not in the spirit of May the 4th be with you?
Oh, we
RJ.
are doing this? Okay. Where? Where are we?
You're on Cam 2.
Oh.
Just kidding. Oh, there you go.
Look at that.
Oh. Wow.
profile.
Good thing you cleaned your shoes. Very nice,
I did
RJ.
shine them this morning.
Justin, did you wear any cool socks for May the 4th?
I didn't. I have Pringle socks on.
Come on, man. Get on my
Oh, those
level.
are cool.
Okay, Jesus.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
no, I forgot to wear my
Stand right
Star
here.
Wars socks.
Stand right here.
Why? What are we doing?
That way we can show off your Pringle socks.
Oh, but this is completely unrelated.
That's okay. They're cool.
You don't think they eat Pringles
We go
in
back.
one of their
Oh.
planets?
Well,
The Death
See,
Star.
I never thought I'd be standing like this.
Just concentrate on one point, and
Alyssa,
then
you're
you'll
gonna have
keep
to
your
work faster
balance.
than this. I'm old. I
See,
can't
look
stay
at that.
like this forever.
You're not old.
I think Darth Vader's a big Pringles fan.
Maybe so. See, here I thought you
making
guys
the
were like
connection.
huge Star Wars
Oh.
buffs.
Nah.
So when I came up with this trivia question, I did like
Lord.
a ton of research to try to stump you guys because I thought you knew everything there is to know about Star
Yeah,
Wars.
yeah. Not the case.
Here's the question.
Whoa!
What is the coldest planet
Oh,
in
wow.
the Star
This
Wars
is cool.
universe?
I think
Out
I
of these
actually know
four.
this answer, so,
So,
I'll let you go first.
Tatooine, Endor, Hoth, Dagobah.
Oh,
I
you got
would-
the pronunciations down too.
I'm just
think.
I'm just gonna wild guess here. A.
Okay,
How do you pronounce it?
that's the OG. Tatooine, right?
Tatooine, yes,
Tatooine.
yeah.
Tatooine.
I know it's not. Well, I don't want to say.
You know it's not A.
I know it's not.
like,
A.
I know it's not
A.
It's got to be B, right? Endor, which is the snow planet, maybe.
Oh, no, actually,
Good Lord.
it's Hoth, which is the snow planet.
I would never
It's
say
with
hot because it sounds
the
like hot.
big machine things.
Yes, that was in the the second Star Wars movie.
I think
the
so.
original, the OG movies.
A remote icy planet located in the Outer Rim territories. That's what my research told me anyways. So I'm trying to get into
sure
this
you're
whole Star
right.
Wars thing. I'm kind of with you guys. I've seen like one or two, but I know it's a big deal.
Yeah.
I know it is.
I wouldn't even speak bad about Star Wars because
No,
I don't have
No,
anything
no.
bad to say.
no.
First of all.
It's all good. It's all good.
Don't you dare.
Well, I can tell you it's warmer than here than it is on Hoth. That much I can tell you as a meteorologist from my limited knowledge. A lot of cloud cover today. We've got clouds tracking through some breaks here and there. Like yesterday, we'll see some breaks in the afternoon, maybe a little bit of sun. That'll push those temperatures up. But at the moment, we're sitting at 78 degrees at the airport, 80 degrees Port SA, 77 Comfort, 82 in New Braunfels, 82 in humid, I might add. And you look at the live radar, we do have some showers coming through San Antonio. These are very, very light, but it's that kind of activity that'll make the roads damp for, a few minutes. You may have to use the windshield wipers briefly. These showers will probably continue for another hour or so, not a big deal. Here's your Star Wars Day forecast.
Ooh, look at this.
We're bringing the
That's
graphics.
very
That's
cool
cool,
animation.
Hey, we try hard here. We
Yeah.
try hard here in the weather
trivia,
department.
the animation.
82 degrees at 1 p.m., 85 by 2 p.m. We'll top out close to 89 degrees today, mostly cloudy, gusty southeasterly winds. And then tonight we're falling down into the 80s and 70s. We will add in some rain chances once we get into tonight. And I think the morning commute could be a little bit damp. So first, though, let's start with this evening. This is around 7 o'clock. We will watch for some storms out west. Some of these could be strong, but we're talking Rock Springs, Del Rio, the spots that we're dealing with a few storms yesterday. Nothing here in San Antonio. By tomorrow morning, though, this is 4 a.m., we're starting to get some spotty showers and storms developing. So that's why the morning commute could be impacted. Just something to keep in mind. 7 a.m., same story. And then during the day, a weak frontal boundary works in. This should kick up our rain chances. About a 30% shot. Best chance of rain is going to be to our north and east, but I think we have the opportunity to at least get a little bit of activity here, some of which could be strong. And by the time we get into tomorrow night, all that sweeping east, clear skies, we get some really high temperatures by the weekend. Severe risk tomorrow, we're just in the isolated areas, low end. Better chances of severe weather are going to be up across parts of Arkansas, northeast Texas, and Louisiana. So let's talk rain chances. Again, 30% chance tomorrow. But Friday, 96. Saturday, 100. 100 Sunday. I know we've talked about this, but Mother's Day weekend is going to be scorching. Record is 100 on Saturday. We could reach that, if not go above it. Probably won't get the record on Sunday, but pretty incredible to see those kind of numbers. And our average first 100-degree day is June 30th. So we're ahead of schedule.
Yeah. And May is the month for crazy weather, for severe weather.
Yes, May we see most of our severe weather.
Yeah.
So, and I got to tell you, going into next week, it looks pretty quiet.
Oh, okay.
So we just have to make it through this
Gotta
weekend.
get through this weekend.
Here's the problem. May, yes, brings our severe weather, but it also brings a lot of rain for us that we need so desperately before we go into a long, hot summer. So if we don't get that rain, the summer's looking not so great.
Yeah. I don't
So
like
this
those
weekend's a good
triple-degree
one. Well, yeah, and then, you know, the serious part of those triple digit, there's a lot of people who don't have a central AC or AC at all.
Right.
So remember to check on your neighbors, elders, and make sure that they're doing okay for those possibly record-setting.
Yeah,
days,
definitely
Saturday and
something
Sunday.
to keep at the top of mind. And also Mother's Day, hey, keep on reminding people that, you know,
Buy
if
your
you
mom a
haven't
gift.
gotten anything from mom yet, then come on now, step up your
Everyone I see, I'm like, are you going to go visit your mom?
Yeah.
And
Are
if
you?
they say no, then we have a conversation
Oh,
about it.
my.
Yeah, I'm going to go visit my mom.
That's good. I
We'll go
just saw
celebrate
my mom,
sister
so,
and
yeah.
sister-in-law.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Several moms there to celebrate. Good stuff there. Yeah. Pretty cool.
You're going to see your mom?
Not this weekend, but she usually comes for her birthday at the end of May.
We'll
so
have a
pretty excited.
conversation.
Yeah. I saw her last week.
That's true. That's true. You celebrated her. All right.
We did, yes.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to KSAT News Now. Remember to subscribe and rate our podcast. We'll see you right here tomorrow at 11 a.m. May the force be with you.
May the 4th be with you too.
4th.